A panicked man leans against a wooden door in the dark. Something inside growls and attempts to force the door open. The man says,
"Most secrets don't carry much weight. Some secrets can destroy everything you love."
The movie then moves to the present day, where we see a man, a photographer named David Reynolds, who has come to Colombia with his fiancée Lauren. He is there to find and convince his daughter, Jill, to return to the United States to attend his marriage ceremony. Jill is currently in Bogota, staying with her Aunt Gina, a news reporter. Jill has become romantically involved with Gina's cameraman, Ramon. Later, the group meets at a restaurant in the city. And after the introduction, the family gets into their car and head to the rainy rural road of Colombia. When they are driving, a police car appears behind them and pulls them over. The officer, Captain Morales, tells them about the bad road condition and the possibility of flash flood, saying they should turn back. Gina then speaks in Spanish, assuring the officer that they will make it safely as she has the best knowledge of the road and quickly make it to the main road. Even though David is unsure, they continue their drive. As time passes, Lauren starts to get suspicious of Gina's claimed knowledge of the area, and when David starts to search the map, the car goes off the road and gets stuck in the mud. Before they can push it back, a huge rush of water comes down the mountain, sending the car rolling even further down. The group is hurt but alive as they escape the flipped car. Ramon sees a footpath leading up to a house on a hill. They knock on the door, and an old man answers, saying the inn is closed and they need to find somewhere else to stay. David begs for help, saying his family is hurt and stuck. And after a moment of hesitation, the old man lets them in. The old man takes them into the lobby and introduces himself as Felipe. He acts strangely, saying he doesn't have a working phone or cell service and orders them not to leave the room. The group tends to their injuries, with Lauren, who is a nurse, finding out she has broken ribs. When David asks Felipe for firewood, the old man signals him to follow outside to gather some and warns the others for not to leave the lobby while he's not there. Once they go outside, Ramon and Gina search around the front desk and find two strange things: a phone with its line cut and a guest ledger showing no one has stayed at the inn since the 1970s. When Jill says she needs to use the bathroom, Lauren tells her not to go as Felipe told them to stay in the lobby, but she ignores her and go with Roman. Jill and Ramon head upstairs to explore the old crumbling house. They find a little girl's bedroom that looks untouched for decades. Eventually, Jill finds a filthy bathroom and uses it. While there, she hears strange noises coming from the pipes, which seem to lead to the basement. The noises sound like the faint cries and whimpers of a young child. Jill tells Ramon about the sound of a child and urges him to help. Together, they search for the basement entrance to rescue the child. Meanwhile, David and Felipe return. Felipe quickly notices two people are missing and rushes into the house to find them. Hearing Felipe getting closer, Jill and Ramon quickly hide in a closet. From there, they watch as Felipe enters, looks around the room and opens a hidden door in the floor, peering down the stairs to check for anything strange. Just then, David and Gina arrive and manage to calm Felipe down, convincing him to return to the lobby by saying Jill and Ramon probably just went to the bathroom and would be back soon. Once Felipe leaves, Jill and Ramon open the hidden door and head into the basement. They find several disturbing things, including a dark, dirty room where Ramon guesses Felipe might sleep at night. Jill then discovers a large wooden door, and behind it, they find a young girl named Ana Maria. She says the old man has been keeping her locked up for a long time. Believing Felipe might be a child abuser or murderer, Jill tries to free Ana by breaking its lock. Before he can, Felipe suddenly appears, pointing a gun at them and ordering them to step away from the door. David suddenly arrives and knocks Felipe out with a shovel. When he asks what's happening, Jill shows him the locked door and the girl trapped inside. David breaks the padlock and frees Ana. Back upstairs, they tell the rest of the group what they found and leave Ana with Lauren. Meanwhile, David ties up Felipe in his office, which is filled with notes and drawings that seem to be connected to Satanism and witchcraft. When Felipe wakes up, he starts speaking frantically to David in Spanish. Since David doesn't understand, he calls for Jill. She translates and tells her father that Felipe is saying they're all going to die.
Familia, todos morirán!
Thinking it's a threat, David tightens Felipe's restraints and gags him. While Lauren checks on Ana and tries to comfort her, Gina sees an opportunity and sneaks into the basement. She records a video of the cell where Ana was kept, noticing strange symbols carved into the floor, walls, door, and ceiling, along with a skeletal corpse in the corner. As the group tries to decide what to do next, Ana quietly slips away to confront Felipe. She removes his gag and mocks him, taunting him about her release. Felipe pleads with her to spare the group and take his life instead. As Ana leaves the room, Felipe spots a knife on the desk and starts loosening his restraints. Back in the lobby, Felipe suddenly appears, screaming for forgiveness as he lunges at Ana with the knife. Ramon, holding the rifle, quickly shoots and kills Felipe before he can hurt anyone. As the group stands in shock, one of them notices that Felipe had slit his wrist before attacking. leaving them to wonder why he would do such a thing. As the group is thinking this, Ana has a creepy smile on her face. As David moves Felipe's body back into the office, Ramon finds a set of car keys and goes outside to look for the vehicle. After that, Gina tries to interview the girl, but Lauren tells her to leave the traumatized child alone. While Gina is searching through the kitchen, Ana suddenly appears, holding Gina's phone and asking to interview her. Gina, thinking it's a joke, agrees, but things quickly take a dark turn. The girl begins asking eerie questions about Gina's boss, revealing she knows about Gina's past, how she was attracted to him, got pregnant after sleeping with him, and had an abortion without telling him to protect her career. Shocked and terrified, Gina collapses as Ana places her hand on her stomach, and something starts moving inside. Meanwhile, David, Jill, and Ramon come across a dark room with the flashlight. When they search the room, they find a photo from the 1970s, showing a girl who looks exactly like Ana Maria. Jill says it's been almost 40 years, and how it's possible that Ana is 40 years old. They go to speak with Ana Maria about the photo, but instead find Gina unconscious, lying beside the girl in a pool of blood in the kitchen. When Gina wakes up, she explains that Ana Maria had committed suicide in front of her for reasons she can't understand. David wraps the girl's body in a sheet and takes her into the office, laying her next to Felipe. The group, shaken and confused, tries to comfort Gina while deciding what to do next. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. David picks a knife, and when he answers, it's revealed to be Captain Morales. The officer, agitated, holds him at gunpoint and demands to see Felipe. David leads him into the office to show him the bodies of Felipe and Ana Maria. Upon seeing the bodies, Morales becomes frantic, ignoring David's explanation of what happened. He forces David, Lauren, and Jill into the basement. As Morales tries to force them into the cell, David fights back. Disarming him with the tables turned, David demands answers. Morales explained that the hill where the inn stands was once the site of a gallows. Long ago, a bruja, witch, was hanged there. Before her death, the bruja swore revenge on her executioners, one of whom was Morales' ancestor, and vowed to return to destroy not only them but their entire bloodlines. In the 1970s, the bruja began tormenting Felipe's family, resulting in the death of his wife and the possession of his daughter, Ana Maria. Felipe and Morales joined together to find a way to fight the bruja, and made two key discoveries. The witch knows everyone's darkest secrets, and she can only possess the bodies of those who kill her current host. Refusing to kill his own daughter, Felipe chose instead to lock her away, shut down the inn, and dedicate himself to finding a way to free Ana Maria from the bruja's control. Elsewhere in the house, Gina corners Ramon and starts making inappropriate advances, claiming she knows he's always been attracted to her, and suggesting they should intimate. When Ramon hesitates, Gina reveals she knows he's a con man who tricks young women into falling in love with him, then uses them to smuggle drugs across borders by hiding the substances inside their bodies. She adds that some of these women have died as a result, mockingly asking if that's what he plans to do with Jill. As Ramon suddenly begins violently vomiting blood, he shoves Gina into a staircase, causing her to snap her neck against a railing. Though severely injured, Gina isn't dead yet and manages to recover, chasing Ramon onto a balcony. Ramon then grabs the rifle and shoots her, killing her before she can attack him. Hearing the gunshot, the group realizes that whoever just killed the other is now possessed by the bruja, discovering it to be Ramon when Morales stops him from driving away in his police vehicle. He shoots Ramon in legs and Ramon tries to attack the officer, but he manages to hit him with the stone and flees. Morales tells the others to leave and let him handle the brujas. He's the one she is truly after. As Ramon tries to break into the house and terrorize them, David, Lauren, and Jill manage to escape in Morales' car, but Ramon crashes through a window and attacks them inside the vehicle, causing it to swerve off the road and stop just before plunging into water. During the struggle, Lauren uses handcuffs to restrain Ramon. The three quickly exit the car, and the car slowly rolls into the water, sinking with Ramon inside. When Ramon begins laughing maniacally, David realizes that if the bruja drowns and dies, Lauren will be possessed next, as she was the one who handcuffed Ramon. David then dives into the water, frees Ramon, and drags him back to land, performing CPR to save him. Despite his efforts, Lauren starts experiencing seizures and intense pain. David tries to help her, but she tells David dark secret. She reveals that David pulled the plug on Marcela's life support because he wanted her to die faster. Upset, Jill confronts her father. David tries to explain that he did so because her mother was in a lot of pain and there was no chance of recovery. Still upset, Jill flees. David then brings Lauren back to the house. They attempt to restrain Lauren, but she fatally wounds Morales by biting a chunk out of his neck. Lauren knows it's a trap and kills Morales before he can do anything. She then tries to get David to kill her because she wants to take over a healthy body. Since Lauren's ribs are broken, David doesn't want to kill her, but leads her to the basement to lock her in the cell. The bruja changes into Marcela David's dead wife, and David feels guilty, saying sorry to her. The Bruja tries to make David kill her and promises to let Jill live. David, feeling emotional, agrees to do it. But just as he's about to, Jill comes in and kills Lauren instead. Realizing what might happen, Jill tells her father to lock her in the cell before she fully becomes possessed. They share a final, tearful moment together before the Bruja takes over. David then slams the door shut, deciding to do what Felipe did, keep his daughter locked away, and try to find a way to get rid of the witch in this way. Movie ends here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more interesting movie recaps.